Shalom. This brother Amaziah. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bashimi Hawashad, right? Hey, Lord willing, brothers and sisters having a mighty Sabbath. Shabbat Shalom, right? Lord willing, brothers and sisters is doing everything they can to make that calling and election sure, right? Hey, Lord willing that the Lord is giving y'all an increase in these last days, right? So, hey, this gonna be maybe a quick video. I'm pressed for time, but you know what I'm saying, with all these things going on in Israel, right? All these things going on in the world, right? The love of many waxing cold, right? And we gotta show more brotherly love in this truth, right? Cause you know what I'm saying, hey, this is one of the main commandments that we gotta keep, man. Hey, showing your brother love, right? Cause you don't want to sin against your brother, right? Then that's you sinning against the Most High, right? So we gotta show love, shalom, right? So we gotta show love in this thing, right? So I'm gonna bring out this first precept in the book of Matthew, chapter 12, and verse number 46, and it reads, "While he yet talked to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren stood without, desiring to speak with him. Then one said unto him, Behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee." Right? So you got your Yahushua mother and brother, right, come speak to him, right? And they say, "Hey, your mother and your brothers out there." Let's see what the Lord said. But he answered and said unto him that told him, Who is my mother, and who are my brethren? And he stretched forth his hands toward his disciples and said, Behold, my mother and my brethren. Right? And when you can continue reading, he's going to tell you why he said that. It's not that because his mother and his brother are not literally his mother and his brother, right? But on a spiritual level, when you come into this truth, and you got a new mother, right? And you got a new brother, right? And you got new sisters, you got new people around you. Let me bring this out. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother, right? So if you do the will of the Most High, which I'm gonna bring the precept out, hey, and those people that's doing it also, right? Hey, those are your true brothers, right? Those are your sisters, right? Those are the people that you need to surround yourself with, that you show brotherly love to, all right? So let me bring this precept out, because what is the will of the Father? It's the book of Psalms. It's a classic. If you don't got this, highlight this or take notes on it. All right? Salaki. Salaki, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 40 and verse 8. Right? It says, I delight to do thy will. Oh my God, yea, thy law is within my heart. Right? So he said the law is within his heart, and that's the will of the Most High. Right? So those people that's around you, that's keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, hey, those are your true brothers. Those are your true sisters. Right? Those are the people that you want to surround yourself with. Let me get that precept real quick in the Apocrypha. Because of the Lord, hey, the Lord told you to surround yourself with like-minded brothers and sisters. Right? Let me bring this out real quick. In the book of Sirach, chapter 37, and verse number 12, it says, But be continually with a godly man whom thou knowest to keep the commandments. Right? So the Lord said, hey, be continually with the godly man. Shalom, King. Right? He said, hey, you gotta always be with these type of men. Right? Don't be with these men on the Sabbath day, and then during the weekday, you with worldly people. Smoking weed and drinking 40s. The Lord said, hey, be continually with the godly man. Who what? Whom thou knowest to keep the commandments, right? Because they doing the will of the Father. Like Yahushua said, who is my brother and my sister? Those that do the will of my Father, right? Which is keeping the commandments. I'm going to finish this out. Who keep the commandments of the Lord, whose mind is according to thy mind, and will sorrow with thee if thou shalt miscarry, right? Because a true friend, he'll sorrow with you, right? Your true brother, he'll sorrow with you when you're going through things, right? But the people in the world, you think they give it down? They're gonna try to pass you a blunt and say, here, smoke them problems away. So let's get drunk. Right? No, you can't do that. Right? That's why the Lord said, hey, be continually with the godly man whom thou knowest to keep the commandments. And the Lord said, hey, these are your true brothers. Right? Those that do the will of your Father. Right? So let me get this precept in the book. Let me get one more precept on that. Just us happen to be with godly men, surrounding ourselves with people that keep these commandments. Right? Let me get this in the book of Proverbs, chapter 13, and verse number 20. Right? It says, he that walketh with wise men shall be wise. Right? So if you surround yourself with men that's keeping these commandments, right, which is our wisdom, right? Hey, you gonna be wise. You don't want to surround yourself with a bunch of weed smokers that talk blunt talk. Brothers know what damn blunt talk is. You talking about all madness. You coming up with anything in your mind to make it make sense, right? You gonna sound like one of them fools, man. If you surround yourself with wise men, those that's in these scriptures, those that's keeping these commandments, and you gonna be wise, right? You can count them your brethren, right? Because they doing the will of your Father. It says, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed, right? So if you're around fools, you're gonna be destroyed, because them fools is not keeping the commandments. Those fools don't believe in the Most High, right? They coming up with all type of madness in this world right now, right? So you want to surround yourself with wise men, right? And you'll be counted wise, right? So hey, we gotta show more brotherly love, right? So I'm gonna bring this next precept out in the book of Matthew. Because Yahushua, man, when he was on the earth, he showed nothing but love, man. Hey, what more? I'm gonna bring the precepts out, but what more love can it be that you laying down your life for your brethren, man? Right? Hey, laying down your life for your people, right? And I'm gonna get the precepts on that, but I'm jumping all over the place. Let me get this real quick. The book of Matthew, chapter 18, and verse number I'm gonna start at 21. It says, then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me and I forgive him? Till 7 times, right? So Peter had a question to Yahushua, right? He was like, how much should I forgive my brethren? Because hey, that's the most important part of this brotherly love. You got to know how to forgive. Don't hold grudges from 1993, man. Right? If you got ears to hear, right? Don't hold grudges from all the way back then, right? Now your offspring and the people under you, now they holding grudges. Can't do that, man. Right? So he's asking the question, hey, how oft shall I forgive my brother? Is it just to 7 times? Let's see what Yahushua said. Because, hey, don't we have to be like Yahushua? Right? We have to be like him. We have to move in the spirit of him. Right? So you have to read these scriptures and learn, how did the Lord move when he was on the earth? Did he say, after the 7th time, forget them niggas? They don't curse, so let's forget them. No, let's see what the Lord said. Yahweh, this verse 22. Yahushua said unto him, I say not unto thee into 7 times, but into 70 times 7. And we know that 7 is a number of completion, man. Right? And the Lord said, hey, forgive him 70 times 7. Right? That means an infinite amount of times. If the brother go off and continue to go off and trespass against you, continue to forgive him. Just like how the Lord forgave us, right? Through our sins, right? Through our wickedness, right? Through the things that we did. Like the Lord forgave us, so why can't we forgive our brother, right? And that's true brotherly love, right? Can't hold grudges forever. Saying F that nigga, man. When I get that chance, I'm gonna do that to him. That's off, right? Let me get this precept in Ephesians real quick. Just showing the the forgiveness of the Lord. So like in the wrong way, right? It's the book of Ephesians. I think it's in chapter 4. 4 and verse number Ephesians 4, if I'm not mistaken, and verse number 32, last verse. The book of Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 32. And be ye kind one to another, tender-hearted, right? And we got to be tender-hearted amongst one another. Didn't the Lord say Deuteronomy 28 and verse 54, right? We was tender amongst each other, right? And that's that love, right? That's showing respect upon one another, right? It says, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as Yahweh for Hamashiach's sake have forgiven you. Right? So we got to move in that same spirit, forgiving one another, right? Even as the Most High forgave us, Let me read on. It's Ephesians 5:1. Be ye therefore followers of Yahweh as dear children, and walk in love, as a Mashiach also have loved us, and have given himself for us an offering and sacrifice to the Most High for a sweet smelling Savior. Right? So we gotta be like Yahushua, right? We gotta walk in that love, man. Like how Yahushua walked in the love with us, right? Dying for the church, right? Hey, loving the church, man. Right? Going out to teach the people, right? Hey, being a brother to his people, man. So it said, I'm gonna read that one more time. Be ye therefore followers of the Most High as dear children, and walk in love, as Christ also have loved us and have given himself for us an offering, right? Because he was that lamb, man, right? That was slain, right? For the sins of Israel, man, right? So we gotta be like that with our brethren, right? So let me get this next precept. So we gotta walk like Yahushua, man. Can't walk like a nigga on the block, man. Talking about that's the neighborhood hero. We not looking up to these neighborhood heroes. We looking up to Yahushua in these scriptures, right? The Lord, the kings, the kings. Not the neighborhood hero. Lil Durks and all that. That's off. Salaki. And let me get this in Luke. This is a major topic, man. Get this in Luke real quick. Book of Luke, chapter 9. Book of Luke, chapter 9, and verse number 51, right? Because you gotta be moving in the spirit of love, man. Even if your brothers, they in a different congregation, a different camp, right? It might be brothers that's not fully in this thing yet, right? And you want to have the same love for each brother, right? You don't want to just come around certain brothers and you don't want to salute them because they not with you, right? You don't want to talk to them. Hey, you gotta have love for all your brethren, right? Let me bring this out. Because Yahushua asked, and when you read this account, I'm gonna bring it out. And he want to know what type of spirit, what manner of spirit are you in? Are you in hatred for your brother, or do you love your brother all times and will forgive him for the things that he do, right? Let me read this real quick in the book of Luke, chapter 9, and verse 51. And it came to pass when the time was come, and that he should be received up, he steadfastly set his face to go to Jerusalem, right? This was heading into when Yahushua was finna die, right? He wanted to go into Jerusalem. Salakia. And sent messengers before his face, and they went and entered into the village of the Samaritans to make ready for him, right? And we know that the Samaritans and the Jews, they had aught with each other, right? They didn't see eye to eye, right? It says to make ready for him, and they did not receive him because his face was as though he would go through Jerusalem. So if you look at the geographical maps, and you got to go through Samaria to go straight into Jerusalem, right, where they was at. But, you know what I'm saying, they didn't receive him, right? They didn't want him to come through there. So let's read what happened. It says, and they did not receive him because his face was as though he would go to Jerusalem. And when his disciples James and John saw this, they said, Lord, wilt thou that we command fire to come down from heaven and consume them even as Elias did? So, hey, they was kind of moving in a envious spirit, like, hey, send down fire on these people. If we talking in today's time, hey, let's go wet up the block, right? Let's go spin on them and wet up the block, and we gonna get through there. No, we can't move. And let's see what Yahushua said, because we can't be moving in that nigga spirit, man. Wanting to bring down fire from heaven. Seen the damn video, they sending curses on brothers in camps. Other brothers in camps sending curses on brothers in camps. Why? That's not brotherly love. Right? That's hatred for your brother. Right? You sinning. Right? Let me bring this out. It says, I'm going to read 54 again. Luke 9 and 54. And when his disciples James and John saw this, they said, Lord, wilt thou that we command fire to come down from heaven and consume them even as Elias did? But he turned and rebuked them. Right? Hey, Yahushua rebuked them when they said that. Right? Hey, y'all going off. And said, ye know not what manner of spirit ye are of. Right? He told James and He told Salaki, James and what was the brother? What was the other brother? James and John, Khan. He told them, "Hey, y'all don't know what spirit y'all in, man. Y'all don't know what the hell y'all saying right now. You want to kill your brother, right? So the Most High, I mean, Salaki, Yahushua had to rebuke him, man. And you might have to rebuke your brother that's by be slandering another brother behind his back. Hey, brother, no, you going off, right? Can't slander this. This your brother, man. Let me finish that out. For the Son of Man is not come to destroy men's life, but to save them. And they went to another village, because that's not what he came for. He came to die for the sins of Israel, right? He didn't come to destroy the wicked at this time. He didn't come to destroy the other nations at this time, right? He came to die for his brethren, so that these men might come back to him, right? Come back to the Father, man. Can't just destroy these people and they ain't get a chance to repent, get a chance to understand that the things they was doing was off, right? You can't just automatically condemn people, man, cause they not following the things that you do. It might be a different doctrine or so. If you want to curse brothers, that's off, man. All right, so let me go to this next one. Can't be moving in that spirit. That's why the Lord said, "Hey, what man? You know not what manner of spirit you in, man." Paraphrasing. Let me get this real quick in the book of John, chapter 5, and verse number John 5 and verse number 12. I think that's what I want. Let's see, Salakia. John 5, 12. Nah, I'm gonna jump to this one real quick. I might come back to that one. But I'm gonna get this one real quick in the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 18, and verse number 1. Right? Because you always got the accounts of your forefathers to go back to and learn from, right? And the Lord said these scriptures is for our comfort, man, right? It's for our learning, right? We can learn how to move in the spirit, right? Because we had righteous forefathers. We had wicked ones also. But you can learn from the wicked. You can learn from the righteous, right? And you can learn how to move and how not to move, right? So let me bring this account out. This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 18, right? And this is a prime example of what true brotherly love is, man. Like, would you do these things that I'm gonna read, right? Would you truly do this for your brethren? This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 18, and verse number 1. And it came to pass, when he had made an end of speaking unto Saul, that the soul of Jonathan was knit with the soul of David. Hey, Jonathan saw David and was like, man, this my brother, man. All right? I'm messing with him, man. Hey, that's my bro. All right? It says, and Jonathan loved him as his own soul. Right? Hey, Jonathan loved him as himself, man. Right? And he's not gonna do anything to his brother that he wouldn't do to himself, right? And he loved him as his own soul, right? He looked at him as a true brother, right? And that's how we gotta look at all our brethren in this truth. All our brothers that's keeping the will of the Most, doing the will of the Most High. Hey, love him as yourself. And you gotta look at your brother as your Yahushua, man, in the spirit, right? And you don't know who he is back on the earth, right? So, hey, Jonathan loved him as his own soul, right? And Jonathan stripped himself of the robe that was upon him and gave it to David, and his garments, even to his sword, and to his bow, and to his girdle, right? And he stripped himself and gave it to his brethren, right? Who was finna go out to war, man. And he gave all he had to his brethren, man. And that's true love, right? Hey, here, take this sword. Hey, here, take this. Hey, take that, right? And you're gonna do that for your brethren, even though he's in a different congregation, right? You might see him down bad, right? His tire might be jammed up, right? And you go and get a tire for him, right? Would you do these things? Give the things that you got, right? Or you just look at him and be like, oh, he ain't with us, so we ain't dealing with him. That's not true brotherly love, right? True brotherly love is actually giving to your brother, right? Actually being there for your brother, man. It says, and David went out wheresoever Saul sent him, and behaved themselves wisely. And Saul set him over the men of war, and he was accepted in the sight of all the people, and also in the sight of Saul's servant. Right. So that was that true love, man. That Jonathan showed onto David, man. Let me see how much time I got left. I'm kind of pressed for time. I'm gonna get a couple more. Probably get like 3 or 4 more. Gotta go soon. Let's see. It's the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 1 and verse 26. And it reads, 2 Samuel 1 and 26. I am distressed for thee, my brethren Jonathan. Very pleasant hast thou been unto me. Thy love to me was wonderful, passing the love of women. How are the mighty fallen, and the weapons of war perish, right? Hey, so David said, hey, his love surpassed the love of women, man, because he truly loved his brother, man, right? Hey, he was truly it was his right hand man, right? Hey, that's how people got. Are you sorrowful when your brother's going through things? Your brother might be down low in the spirit. Are you sorrowful, right? Are you that true friend that's gonna be there for him, lift him up with these scriptures, right? Show true brotherly love. It says, I'm gonna read it one more time. It says, I am distressed for thee, my brethren Jonathan. Very pleasant hast thou been unto me. So he said, I'm distressed for him, right? Because I'm not mistaken, this is where Jonathan died in war, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is where he died, right? So he said, hey, I'm sore distressed for him, man, right? So that's how we got to be with our brothers, right? So I'm gonna get this last one. I'm gonna close out because I'm pressed for time. But it's a plethora of precepts, right, that you can go into for brotherly love. This was just a quick, you know what I'm saying, a quick snack, man, that people can eat on, right? To learn how to show more love to your brethren, right? And Lord willing, you know what I'm saying, you take notes, right? And you apply these scriptures to your life, right? And to show these scriptures to your brethren, right? Through the spirit of the acts that you do, right? And you move like in the spirit of our forefathers in Yahushua, man, right? So let me get this last one. The book of 1 John chapter 3 and verse 15. Whosoever hated this brother is a murderer, and ye know that no murderer had eternal life abiding in him, right? So if you hate your brother, right, you have grudges against him, right? You don't, what did he say? One of the main reasons we went into Khan. That's one of the main reasons we went into captivity, right? So, hey, man, and we got to show our brother love. Because the Lord said, hey, you don't have no eternal life abiding in you if you hate your brother, right? You like a damn murderer, right? Because you don't care if your brother's in sin. You don't care when your brother's down low in the spirit, right? You don't care, right? But you have to love your brethren, right? Like Jonathan did. He loved them as his own soul, gave everything to him because he wanted to see him succeed. Do you want to see these other congregations succeed? Or you waiting for their downfall? You waiting for the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, to destroy you. You not moving in the spirit. Hey, Yahushua said, you know not what manner of spirit ye are of. Because you're not moving in the spirit of him. You're not moving in the spirit of Yahushua. You moving in the spirit of a nigga. So with that, hey, Lord willing, this was edifying, right? I'm pressed for time. Got something to do real quick. Well, with that, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, Shabbat Shalom.